Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams.
Oh, yeah, we are back. It's the Beer Guys Radio Show. We are radio for the local craft beer movement, broadcasting from our flagship studios here at AM 920 The Answer in lovely Buckhead, Atlanta. And I'm Aaron Williams.
And I'm Tim Dennis. And this week, we're back to talking to some breweries here.
Yep.
Last week, we gave you the best in Georgia beer. And this week, we're talking to one of the best in Georgia, Reformation Brewery out of Woodstock. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're excited to have you guys in the studio. But first, I have some breaking news, by the way. Breaking news.
People in Georgia, be prepared.
Be prepared, Georgia. Big snowstorm coming. We have the snowpocalypse. People are probably just, trudging in the snow.
My guess is we got blizzarded up last night, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what's supposed to happen?
So Friday, Saturday night, of course, we had some nice snowfall. And depending on where you are, you either got hammered or nothing at all. But even in Atlanta, a half an inch of snow will cause a complete catastrophe. And the milk and bread lines are going to be out the window. So
a great time to just stay in and have a beer.
And have a craft beer, exactly. Yes. So that's the way to do it. So cuddle up, have a nice little warm fire, and maybe have some delicious Reformation beers while you're there. So anyway, I always had to do that, too, because there's that one time. We haven't had a good snowstorm in a couple years, so I always want to be excited about
For those that didn't know the sound clip, that's Frankie, and if you don't know Frankie's weather reports, you need to find him.
Yeah, Frankie is the man, absolutely. So, yeah. So besides the snowpocalypse, Tim, you had a pretty good week, actually. It's New Year's Eve, New Year's week before we came through. What'd you have? What'd you drink?
So New Year's Eve, got together with some friends, and we broke out just a bunch of really good beers. We like to do it upright for New Year's, so we brought some of our stash, did a kind of a pseudo bottle share, and a few I had that were really good. We had Firestone Walker Sticky Monkey.
Oh, yeah.
2016, which is it's great. I know previous years were a little too sweet, fresh, but this one's just on point. It's really good. Cracked open my last bottle of Creature Comforts Emergence, which is fantastic and perfect for a New Year's beer.
Yeah, definitely.
The wine barrel-aged beer like that. So really good. Tried Bagpipe Warrior from Cherry Street, one of their new bottles that's out. And the Tart Cherry Wake and Bake, which is actually one that I didn't buy a bottle of because I didn't think the style would appeal to me. The sour cherry and a coffee stout and that. It didn't appeal to my personal taste. Sure. It was really, really good.
Okay, good.
It was just a really bright, deep, rich coffee, slight tart cherry in there. It worked really good. And we made a cuvee with the Sticky Monkey.
Oh, my goodness.
And I recommend that as well.
You guys are just crazy, so that's good. So you made up for me. Again, if you listened to last week's show, I had a kidney stone last week, which sucked really badly. And they put me on medication, antibiotics, which had the unfortunate side effect of really screwing up my palate. And I get this really incredibly bitter beer taste in the back of my mouth, or it's a better taste whenever I have a beer in the back of my mouth. And I can't drink. I haven't had any. This is the first beer I've had actually all week long. This Reformation Wilder that they're doing right now.
Better take it easy.
I better take it easy. Exactly. I don't want to go back to the hospital again. That's not a pretty sight.
Just some samples.
Exactly. So speaking of, let's go ahead and get into the Truck and Taps beer of the week.
Crack open a cold one. It's the Truck and Tap Beer of the Week. Woo-hoo! Craft beer and food trucks in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com.
Yeah, speaking of Woodstock, we've got the guys from Reformation, Woodstock Beer Brewery in the house. What'd you guys bring for us today?
Oh, we brought a few beers. What we're sipping on right now is Wilder. It's our Blackberry Strong Ale. It was our adventure release here late for the holiday season, and it's I think winding out of the market about now, right, Ryan?
Yeah, there's going to be one more wave going out in a couple weeks here, and maybe about 10 more kegs or something like that. And then it'll be done for the year.
It's great.
It is. Excellent. It's a nice little wild ale. So it's got a nice blackberry to it. It's a good, approachable, sweet beer. It's
fruit
tasty.
is tough.
Yeah,
in beers. It really is. You can get it's too much. It doesn't taste real. Whatever. This is really nice. I mean, just nice blackberry tartness.
I think it highlights the tartness,
really
brings out the tartness
beer.
even more. It's not just sucking on a blackberry.
And what's the ABV on this one? You said strong ale. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
It doesn't drink like a big beer like that. So
no, it doesn't.
Really
that's when he said strong ale. I was like, oh, really? Okay. So
yeah,
I
could drink a lot of that, and that would get me in trouble if I did that. So cool. Looking forward to having some and just join the conversation with us a little bit later. But first, let's get into the headlines.
What's in the news? The beer guys have the scoop.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Time for headlines. Sponsored by Your Pie Perimeter in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center across from Perimeter Mall.
Yeah, well, the big news this week has been a personnel change, actually. Steve Anderson, formerly at Red Brick Brewing in Atlanta, he has left to become the brewmaster at Dry County Brewing Company. It's going to be like an all Kennesaw Northwest side show today, apparently. In this
Absolutely.
Thing, so.
All the great stuff. So
that's right.
Yeah, we've got Steve on the phone with us right now. Steve, how you doing today?
Doing great, guys. How about you?
Good, man. Good. We just want to take a quick minute of your time, just talk about the move there. So I know you were with Red Brick for about 4 years, big part of the team there, and changing up some recipes and bringing some new things out. So what made you decide to take the move up there to Dry County?
Mostly family. I wanted to be closer to home. I live 1.5 miles from the brewery right now, and they had an opening, so it just kind of seemed like a perfect fit. And, I like where they're going, too. I'll get to use a lot of creativity in there, and there's a lot of room to make some new recipes, scale up the system size here hopefully pretty soon, get a canning line going. So there's a lot of things coming down the line, so it'll be a lot of fun.
And no more commute into Atlanta.
No more commuting to Atlanta.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll trade you for that one, yeah. So you just mentioned about that. It seems like there's a lot of opportunities to go, for lack of a better term, almost a startup company, as opposed to one that's a little more established. You can kind of put a little bit more of a spin on it and really start to ramp up some of their production, right?
Yeah, that's great for both sides.
Sure.
I'll get to take what I've learned in 4 years at Red Brick and kind of apply it to a newer brewery that's going through that growth phase. And at the same time, I get to do a lot of the fun new stuff. It's, create new beers and help create the brand with the team at Dry County.
Awesome. Now, speaking of that, kind of creating the team there and building the brand, you're going from Atlanta's oldest operating production brewery to one of their newest ones. What are some of the challenges and opportunities you see in doing that?
The fun part's kind of building the new smaller brewery up. Red Brick is very well established. Everything was pretty well set, and I left in a very good spot there.
Yeah.
The team is, in control and doing what they need to do. So they'll keep on, pumping out great beers for the rest of 2017, and I get to kind of come in and work on the scramble, the everyday stuff, and, try and make something big out of it. So there's a lot of opportunity there, and it's a lot of fun.
So you built things nice and easy for yourself at Red Brick, and now you're throwing yourself back in the fire at Dry County, right?
Yeah, I went from being basically a desk jockey the past year or so to getting back in the mix.
Now, do you like that? I know talking to a lot of people that are brewers, if they move away from that, I've had some friends that have moved into brewing management, brewmaster type roles, to where they kind of lost that ability to brew. So is that something you're looking forward to getting back on?
Yeah, a lot. I'm really looking forward to that.
So what can we expect to see coming from Dry County in the future there, Steve?
I don't really have an answer for that yet.
Okay.
That's something we need to figure out as a team, and we're going to continue to work on a lot of the core beers they already have going. They already have actually a great lineup.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we're going to continue to work on those and improve them and get some new stuff coming out, but we haven't decided yet. I kind of wanted to keep it a clean slate until I got a feel for the brewery and a feel for the team and where they wanted to go.
Sounds good. We're in
only 2 days in. I don't know yet.
Here in the studio with us, we have Reformation this week. We got Spencer Nix with us, and he was just telling us how you and Garrett met at one of the old Reformation nights back before they were even a brewery.
Yeah, honestly, I probably wouldn't be in the business had I not gone out that night.
Very cool.
To go over to Spencer and Nick's place.
Congratulations, Steve. I'm proud of you. Great.
Hey, thank you very much.
Great job. Looking forward to what you're going to be doing at Dry County. I feel sorry for you having to work with Jordan and Trey, but other than that,
for sure.
I think I can manage to get by with those two.
To use a Reformation phrase, you're going to redeem Dry County. So.
Redeem.
There you go. Excellent. Well, Steve, we're going to take a break right now. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck with the new position on the first week on the job. Looking forward to seeing what you guys come out there with Dry County.
Yeah, thank you very much. And, look out for Dry County throughout the year. We're putting out some great new stuff.
Excellent. Cheers. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Take care.
All right, we're going to take a quick break right now and be back, and we're going to talk with the guys from Reformation Brewery, Spencer Nix, Ryan Morley, and Jessica Miller taking pictures behind us here. So you're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. BeerGuysRadio.com is our website, and we'll be right back right after this.
Hey, this is Roger. I'm from Red Hair Brewing. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
The Beer Guys are back right after this.
Morgan and Lisa with Your Pie Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for a beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pie Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Follow Your Pie Perimeter on Facebook for all our beer events and specials, including beer tastings that you won't find anywhere else.
That's Your Pie Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle. Tell them that the beer guy sent you.
Can't get enough craft beer talk? Of course you can't. That's why you need to head to iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, or wherever you get your podcasts and sign up right now for Project BGR. Project BGR is where Tim and myself get to talk to some of the big names in brewing from across the country and the world. We get the scoop on what's going on with breweries like Cigar City, Boston Beer Company, Jester King, Burial, Ballast Point, and more. Project BGR, new shows every other week. Subscribe today on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast. Project BGR, it's a craft beer podcast. If you're a fan of Belgian beers, you cannot miss Nuit Belge. It's February 25th at the Foundry at Puritan Mill in downtown Atlanta. Nuit Belge pairs Belgian and Belgian-inspired beers along with some of Atlanta's best chefs. Tickets are going fast, so head to nuitbelge.com/Atlanta today. Use promo code BGR for $30 off admission. That's Nuit Belge, an evening of Belgian beers and fantastic food. Saturday, February 25th at the Foundry at Puritan Mill. Tickets and details at nuitbelge.com/Atlanta. Use promo code BGR for $30 off.
It's Aaron and Tim, the beer guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out, Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the beer guy sent you.
If you really like craft beer, the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market invites you to their store. Not just growlers and craft beer, but everything you need for backyard barbecues and tailgating is available at Stout Brothers. Big Green Egg, accessories, local meats, cheeses, sauces, pickles, and more. If the gang's plans involve your backyard this weekend, you gotta visit the Stout Brothers. Stock up today and get ready for life. It's quite simple. If you really like craft beer, you have to visit the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market in the Smyrna Market Village.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're at beerguysradio.com. And join us in the studio this week. It's Reformation Brewery. We've got Spencer Nix. We've got Ryan Morley-Stockton. And we have Jennifer. I know her name. We've got Jessica Miller over there. She's getting all kinds of cool photos of beer and people.
She's got like
today,
angles and like cameras and lenses and stuff going on. We had our iPhone. So,
yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us this week.
Happy New Year. For having us.
Very
Happy
cool.
New Year to you guys.
Absolutely.
So we've just opened another beer here, one that's recently gone into cans and got a rename. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what we're drinking?
Yeah, well, we're drinking Jude. It's a Belgian-style triple. I believe we're still the only brewery in Georgia that makes a triple year-round. Definitely the first to put one in a can. And just really excited to get this beer out into the larger market. It's been one of our most requested products for quite some time, and we wanted to get it right before we put it in a can, make sure sustainability and all those other issues, that when you put something on a shelf and you don't control everything, that it's got some stability. We finally hit it and put it in a can just in time for the holidays, and honestly, it's been a great launch, and can't make enough of it right now. So, good problem.
Good stuff.
That's a good problem to have, definitely. So, now, of course, we've talked before in the show, actually, one of our first shows you were on, but...
I think they were actually on a pre-launch before we actually even went on the air.
At the brewery or at Truck and Tap?
We were at the brewery, and then we ran into, I think
Nick,
Truck
and Tap. Yeah, Nick
was
Spencer was there.
Was it you, Spencer, that was there? Yeah. Having lunch, we just,
snagged him.
Come on over.
Exactly. Yeah. So now we're more formal. So for those who don't know, tell us about your background. What's your craft beer story?
Yeah. Well, I'll try to keep it short. Really started about 15 years ago when Nick and I, the other co-founder and our brewmaster, we met in church, and he was a pilot at Delta. Can I say Delta?
Sure, you can.
Sure.
And he was bringing home beers from where he was flying all over those great European beer destinations. And that's where we really fell in love with beer, just drinking on his front porch, enjoying those beers, very yeast-forward, full-flavored, full-bodied beers, and had great conversation around those beers as well. And he eventually got bumped up to a bigger airplane, was no longer flying to Europe, going to places like Asia and Africa, not great beer locations. So out went the beer, out went our time together, and we said, let's try to make this ourselves. We're full-blooded Americans. Let's go for it.
There you go.
And we started brewing more beer than we could possibly drink. So we invited people over, and this real organic kind of community and culture started to develop around us just brewing beers up at his house, to the point where it got too big for his basement. And that's when the dreams really started to launch a production brewery. Reformation, people often ask where that name comes from. It comes from where Nick and I, our conversations on his front porch, anytime you have a beer or two, you start talking about God or politics. We both have been to seminary, and we always ended up talking about the Protestant Reformation. We're this church history geeks. And so when we started homebrewing, what we're going to call it, well, let's call our beer what we always end up talking about, the Reformation. So that's where the roots are. Little did we know then what it would eventually become, and it's a lot more than that for us as a brewery and as a brand. We are trying to elevate the gift of beer and celebrate the moments around wine we drink and all the good that does come out of this social media tool.
There you go.
Very cool.
The original social media.
How about you, Ryan? How'd you land in the beer world?
I was looking for an internship, and I know his brother, Brad Nix. He was doing a financial establishment at that point, and I asked him. He's like, "We don't really have anything set up, but my brother's opening a brewery. Could really use a lot of help." So I started off doing that for the internship, and really, when you do a summer internship in college now, you have to do like 40 hours each week. So it really wasn't everything I needed. So I started brewing with Nick.
We needed free labor.
Yeah. Sure. A lot of heavy lifting involved with that one. Yeah.
Set beer free labor.
That's right.
So
started brewing with Nick and just had a blast with them and kept it going after the internship ended, and brewed for free for about a year. And it got to the point where they were growing and needed a sales team. I started on production for a little bit, brewed actually as an employee for a little bit, and then moved to the sales. And I've been doing that for the last little over 2 years now.
Ryan's our first and our longest employee, and he's risen literally from the depths of raking spent grain to now being our sales
done
director.
That like twice, and that's enough for me. So
exactly.
You see a lot. That's one thing with craft beer. People are more than open for internship or volunteer opportunities to get in there and do that. It's such a great industry. If I've seen breweries that'll have bottling days, and I'm like, hey, we need a couple extra hands.
Absolutely, and it's always fun to be a part of education, and
Sure.
it's where we come from. We come out of the homebrew world. If it wasn't for others teaching us, then we would never have learned. So we want to try to pass that along. And, it's been fun to get to know people like Ryan.
And you've had quite a year. I think we talked to you again earlier this year. You did your first canning line. And now you're canning several, about 3 or 4 different beers now. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got, 5 beers in
5.
cans now.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been just over a year now. It seems like it's been 10 years. But, we've got all our core lineup. Cadence, Atlas, Union, Stark, and now Jude is our 5th one in cans year round. So, looking to also get into start possibly canning some of our adventure beers coming up this year. So we're looking forward to adding that as well, as we bought our own canning line now, so we can do more stuff like that.
Well, we've noticed a couple breweries, it's become popular to do some smaller releases where you can get them at the brewery with cans.
Exactly.
So having your own can line makes that a possibility.
Hopefully you're going to see a lot more of that from us this year.
Very cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you've expanded your distribution as well. So now you're in Savannah, Charleston, some other places as well. That's
we're not there yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Haven't signed the paperwork.
Yeah,
okay. That's right. We don't leverage it as much as possible. But we're looking at Savannah, and with that will probably come Charleston soon after, as well as also looking in the Chattanooga market. So all those coming really soon. And this will be our first time out of state, so that's scary and also fun.
Exciting, scary at the same time.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
It's the whole story of craft beer.
There you go.
Now, talking about your cans and kind of branding and that, we chatted about this a little bit before. It's one aspect of craft beer that kind of fascinates me, you know, to see it, because there's different schools of thought and everything. So your logo, I'm sure there's a story behind it and kind of a story it tells. So tell us about that.
Yeah, our I think one of our more defining branding elements is our Reformation R, our R logo, Rose logo, and it's a homage, a tribute to the Protestant Reformation, where our roots are. Not a lot of people will get that, but it means a lot to us. It's essentially Luther's Rose. If you Google Luther's Rose, you'll be able to make the connection pretty quickly. But there's also some other meaning in it as well that's deeply personal for us. But it's in some ways it's simple. It's very minimal, and in a world of a lot of noise everywhere, it can stand out, and a lot of people have identified with it.
Yeah, and I think, when you're talking about shelf space and in a bottle shop, having that one unifying element of design is important. There's
Sure.
a lot of noise out there in the bottle shops, but you can look in the freezer and I can immediately recognize the Reformation can because it's got the same white with the red R and the either yellow or blue or red or green on the bottom. It's pretty.
Yeah, I think the challenge in this industry is, how do you differentiate and, how do you contrast from all the others? And, one of the ways we're attempting to do it is it goes back to our values is staying true to who we are. And sometimes that's simple and also very, very much a contrast.
Yeah, it's something like we said, kind of two schools of thought there. We know some breweries like to make each one individual, kind of sit out there and pop that. But, when you go on and you've got Atlas, Stark, Jude set next to each other on the shelf, those are all from Reformation. So
we're as consumers, for me personally anyway, I'm a father of 3 kids. We have so many choices. And, even the cereal aisle, it's just exhausting. Like, what cereal?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes I just want something, simple. Just tell me what you are and let me move on.
I have 3 kids too, and I'm like, where are the Cheerios? I just want the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Exactly.
That's all I need.
Not the blackberry, blueberry ones.
Yes,
exactly.
There's like 42 variants of Cheerios now.
Just Cheerios.
Have you tried the barrel-aged Cheerios?
I'm sure they're delicious. Those are on the top shelf.
Coffee barrel-aged.
That's right.
So,
exactly.
Yes.
So we're talking to the guys from Reformation Brewery, Spencer Nix, Ryan Morley, and of course Jessica Miller in the background. She's texting, Snapchatting, tweeting, all that kind of stuff.
She's saying these guys are so annoying.
Exactly.
So,
I can't believe that I'm stuck in the studio with these guys.
Which is what I text a lot.
I'm sure I can definitely see that too. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break right now and come back with the Reformation crew. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. BeerGuysRadio.com is our website. And of course, we're on the socials. Check us out. And we'll be back right after this.
Hello, everybody. This is Larry WACHS from the WACHS Modcast, Atlanta's #1 smartphone radio show. And I've been drinking beer with the Beer Guys on Beer Guys Radio. And I want to know why I have 11 fingers all of a sudden.
The Beer Guys are back right after this. The Beer Guys Radio Show on the Beer Guys Radio Network. BeerGuysRadio.com.
There is something in the air in Kennesaw. I'm sure you've noticed it. It is the sweet, sweet smell of barbecue permeating from The Nest, a new barbecue and beer restaurant in K-Town. The Nest is your new restaurant if you really love barbecue. Ribs, brisket, chicken, oh my. Did we mention the bar? The Nest of Kennesaw offers 49 taps of craft beer and an amazing bottle list as well. It's quite simple. If you really like barbecue and craft beer, you have to visit The Nest. Barbecue and beer in Kennesaw, near historic downtown on Cherokee. If you're a fan of Belgian beers, you cannot miss Nuit Belge. It's February 25th at the Foundry at Puritan Mill in downtown Atlanta. Nuit Belge pairs Belgian and Belgian-inspired beers along with some of Atlanta's best chefs. Tickets are going fast, so head to nuitbelge.com/Atlanta today. Use promo code BGR for $30 off admission. That's Nuit Belge, an evening of Belgian beers and fantastic food. Saturday, February 25th at the Foundry at Puritan Mill. Tickets and details at nuitbelge.com/Atlanta. Use promo code BGR for $30 off. Hey, this is Aaron. I want to thank you so much for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We've got some really awesome things that are coming soon that will help us engage with you some more. We're not going to lie to you, though. It takes time, effort, and money to produce this show every week. So if you'd like to be part of the Beer Guys family, we would love your help. Head to patreon.com/beerguys to become a sponsor. We're not going to beg. Okay, maybe just a little bit. But hey, we've got some great swag for those who become a sponsor, and you'll be among the first to know about the great things that are coming to the Beer Guys universe. Again, that's patreon.com, patreon.com/beerguys, or you can go to beerguysradio.com and click the sponsor link. We thank you for your support, and cheers.
Morgan and Lisa with Your Pie Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for a beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pie Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Follow Your Pie Perimeter on Facebook for all our beer events and specials, including beer tastings that you won't find anywhere else.
That's Your Pie Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle. Tell them that the beer guy sent you.
Ahoy there, mateys! Hunting whales? We've got you covered with Tim's Whale of the Week.
Yar, we've got some whales going on, don't we?
We do.
All right.
There's a few to look out for this week. So, first one, Sweetwater, the Woodlands, is having their grand opening on the 6th. And with that grand opening, they're going to launch their Through the Brambles, which is a sour beer, fruited sour beer with blackberry.
Yep.
I believe blackberry there as well.
A lot of fruit taste on it, yeah.
And that's a brewery-only release, limited number of tickets in that. The first one coming out of the Woodlands. We've sampled that.
It's fantastic.
It's delicious,
Yeah.
so we'll be there getting it. So that's one definitely to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely.
Eventide's Anniversary Ale. Today is their anniversary party.
Congratulations.
They're doing their Anniversary Ale, which is a winter warmer, not to be redone, once and done kind of thing. Going to go out to a few limited accounts, and you can taste it there at the brewery.
Oh,
So that's
cool.
one to check out there. And next Saturday, Three Taverns releases their Third Age, which is a sherry barrel old ale, and that is a brewery on the release. They're doing that on the 14th, and we all know that people went mad for Helm's Deep, which is another one in the same vein.
Yep.
So another one, keep an eye out for.
Three
So,
Taverns just killing it. I just need to pull up a cot next to Three Taverns.
Just hang out.
And just hang out there for a
That's
while.
the easiest way to get the limited release.
That probably is.
So,
They may want to
yes.
kick me out. They may make me work, actually. That might be the problem. So,
Right.
Anyway, hey, we're here with Reformation Brewery in the studios with us, Spencer Nix, Ryan Morley, and Jessica Miller in the background here, joining us in the studio today. Thanks again for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we've been talking before the break a little bit about branding.
Yeah.
And you're rebranding some of your beers.
Yes.
For example, we just talked off the air that Jude is a different name than what you had originally.
Yep.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, there's a few reasons. Number one, and maybe most obvious, is Providence is really hard to fit on a can and be able to read it.
Okay.
Hold on there.
But also, we're looking to go a little bit deeper with our story. We're always geeking out on brand level stuff. We want to, bring. We've always kind of said, celebrate the moments around why we drink beer. Now we're wanting to, put that into actual characters, and they bring a life of their own to your moment. You get to have a relationship with Jude and future beers as well. Also, I guess thirdly, and this industry is crazy. We've grown way more than we ever imagined we would grow in 3 years. And we don't know where this is going in the next 5 years. But as we were looking at some of our names, there's definitely going to be more copyright and trademark issues down the road. And we wanted to just be proactive in avoiding those in the future. We did not have a problem. We didn't get a letter or anything like that. But we're trying to be,
taking it,
go ahead and take care of it. Because when you put something in a can, you don't know how far and wide it's going to go. And so now is the time to start that move, and that's what we're in right now.
Getting a letter is kind of a good business move, though.
It can be really positive for a brewery.
Because if you're being noticed there, so that's
Yeah.
why I saw that in the cigar world. There was a brand that used the Fleur de Lis on their branding, and they were 2 or 3 years old, and there was a big company that also used it. They never said anything to them. Well, got to a point to where they were getting popular, and big case up then. So it's like, well, you're growing if the big boys are.
That's exactly it. So
a little more headache to do it that way, though.
That's right. So Tim, by the way, I've got a really bad news that our glasses are empty.
Uh-oh.
Our glasses are empty? I bet
hate
we
when
can
that happens.
rectify that.
We can probably rectify that.
We can do
exactly.
that. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
So
See.
while Ryan gets another opening here, what do we got here, Ryan? What are you opening up?
It's gonna be our spring release. Go ahead and talk a little bit about it, Ryan.
So this one's going to be a French Saison.
Nice.
We've done a couple Pioneer batches, so we're getting ready for this March 1st release. So this is the very first tapping of it.
Have
I
you
think we
opened the
tapped
beer
it on-
before, Ryan?
No, I haven't. I'm a
So,
little
yeah.
young. So
That's well sealed, though. That's
It
quality
is.
growler
It is
sealing
by
there.
the
So,
law.
yeah,
Yeah, that's your fault.
That's it. Make sure that we're all
Thanks, sir.
street legal here. So you came down, like I said, from Woodstock, and Tim, of course, you're from that area too.
Yep.
You always brag about how it's become a great beer town.
So that's one thing I want to talk about a little bit with you guys. So I've been in Woodstock 14 years. So I've been there not as long as you, but not in that area. So you're a native of Cherokee County,
That's right.
correct?
That's
so,
right. Married my cousin.
But that's right. Welcome to Georgia. So, but a lot has changed, absolutely, in the 14 years I've been in there, and really more so in the last few years. So, as of now, at least, you guys are still the only brewery up there.
Sure.
But we've got beer bars, restaurants, and that are really starting to embrace that. And the town as a whole has been pretty receptive to it. So
it really has been incredible the last really 3 to 4 years on the craft beer side. How the city, from the government to the retailers in the downtown area, have been proponents of really all things local, and that's where I think local craft beer, hyper local craft beer comes into play as well. And people have just been just a great response to our beer, and places like Truck and Tap and Freight, and even Real and Salt. And
I think Jay Miller.
Jay
Miller
was one of our first actual partners to bring on every beer we brewed. He put them all on tap.
They just celebrated their anniversary.
He just celebrated 5 years, and been a great partner. Yep.
Yeah, so it's great. What do you think? Why the change? I mean, I think you guys were kind of instrumental in kicking that off. You bring a brewery
of course
there.
You'd like to think that, but in the city has recognized. I mean, in 2015, we were recognized as a small business rock star in the state of Georgia, which was a great honor. It was us and Creature Comforts were 2 of the 5 rock stars that year, and you get that award by your local municipalities nominating you for it. And there's over, I think, about 300 entries. And they recognize your economic impact on the local community, and so we definitely had that impact, and we have a really good relationship with Cherokee County as well as the city of Woodstock, and they've been super helpful, super proactive as well.
Yeah, and if for the folks that are ITP or maybe not from that side, I'm a Gwinnett County guy myself. It's worth it to really take a trip up to your neck of the woods.
It really is changing.
Great breweries, not only you guys in the Woodstock area, but up in Kennesaw, Burnt Hickory, Dry County. There's so many great breweries.
Marietta on up.
Yeah,
we've got a few stretched throughout there, so that's something that it really is. I get a lot of friends that come up there for the first time, and they.
Wow.
This is Woodstock.
Exactly.
Maybe they came 10 years ago, and we're a different town now. So it's we're no Decatur or Little Five or anything, but
that's
so
you got the open container.
we're doing all right. So we do.
Yeah,
really? That's great.
I turned 40 in September and actually walked the whole city. Didn't have to get in a car, go anywhere, just to celebrate my birthday. And it hit me at the last stop. We were at Maxwell Cigar Bar. Like, we just spent the entire night in downtown Woodstock.
Yeah.
To do that 10 years ago, there's no way. But things have changed.
Very cool.
Well, I'm glad you guys are setting beer free up there. Hopefully the rest of us can follow suit.
Right.
That's right.
So speaking of Woodstock and events and up there, you have Reformation Fest. Can you tell us kind of about that?
We finally have a name for it. It's going to be called Cadence. It's going to be a celebration of life and music and just the rhythms of everyday life. And with that, it's going to come a lot of music. I think it's going to be about at least 3 venues right there in the downtown area. Going to have original music, a lot of local, and some bigger acts. Maybe a headliner as well to go into that new big Woodstock amphitheater they just put in. So it's going to be an all-day kind of festival, just celebrating all things Woodstock and Reformation. So
this isn't just we're not talking a little brewery fest here. This is, as we talked about, Woodstock getting involved. We're
partnering with barbecues and brews. Gary Lamb out of Canton. He's put on quite a few festivals this past year. It's been a great partnership. He's going to help us to promote it and get it organized. And then we're also partnering with the city of Woodstock downtown development and economic department to bring this to Woodstock. It's time.
Definitely. Speaking of time, we're coming up on a break, but I want to briefly touch on this coming up in 2017, of course, brand new year, new legislative session coming in, just a lot of things going on. What are some of the challenges that you see in Georgia in the craft breweries as we head? I know we only have like a minute left, but
in 60 seconds.
Exactly. Just tell us that. Yeah.
Well, the number one challenge is being able to sell what we make in our brewery. That's the first, I think, crack we want, we'd love to have as a brewery. And honestly, I think we're getting closer. I think we're gonna see more change, more reforms this year. I'm hopeful. I remain optimistic. If you look at it, nationwide, it's not pretty. We're the last to figure it out, but I think we're actually having conversations now that matter, and we're gonna get some change.
Awesome.
I think that's good.
Glad to hear it.
Excellent. Well, cool. We're going to go take a break right now. Be back, wrap things up with the guys from Reformation, Spencer Nix, Ryan Morley, and Jessica Miller in the studio with us today. Beer Guys Radio, that is our show, and that's our website, too. Stick around. We'll be back right after this.
It's Aaron and Tim, the Beer Guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out. Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the Beer Guys sent you.
Can't get enough craft beer talk? Of course you can't. That's why you need to head to iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, or wherever you get your podcasts and sign up right now for Project BGR. Project BGR is where Tim and myself get to talk to some of the big names in brewing from across the country and the world. We get the scoop on what's going on with breweries like Cigar City, Boston Beer Company, Jester King, Burial, Ballast Point, and more. Project BGR, new shows every other week. Subscribe today on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast. Project BGR, it's a craft beer podcast. Hey, it's Aaron, and you know what I hate? When I miss a favorite TV show and forget to DVR it. Don't let this tragic tale happen to you when it comes to Beer Guys Radio. Subscribe to us on demand. It is easy. If you've got iTunes, Stitcher, or any other iOS or Android podcast app, search for us, or go to beerguysradio.com, click listen, and you can copy and paste the RSS feed. While you're there, by the way, give us a review. It really helps. That's Beer Guys Radio on demand. Catch it today. Here on the Beer Guys Radio Show, we always encourage you to drink local. And of course, shop local at your favorite bottle shop. But sometimes you want something different. A beer you heard about online, or maybe you've got a bottle share to attend, but nothing special to bring, or you just want to check out something new. That's where Inside the Cellar comes in. They stock lots of craft beer from breweries that may not be available in your hometown. Shipping is almost free for every 12 you buy, and if you use our special promo code, you'll get 10% off of your order. Inside the Cellar also stocks wines and craft soda, too, and using Inside the Cellar helps us out. So head to beerguysradio.com, click on the sponsors link at the top of the page, and click the Inside the Cellar icon to shop, and enter our special promo code for 10% off, too. That's beerguysradio.com, click the sponsors link, and then go to Inside the Cellar.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show, beerguysradio.com. We are broadcasting from our home studios here at AM 920 The Answer in Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia. And we're in the studio this week with Reformation Brewery. Now, guys, as we went to break a little bit there, we talked a little bit more about the French Saison here. Can you tell us a little bit? This is really nice. And, Ryan, you were telling us a little bit more about the details of this beer.
So, French Saison, it's 5.1. It attenuated a lot, so it finishes really dry. It's nice. Got that clean finish to it. Probably the most unique thing is he didn't use any citrus peel whatsoever to it. And he added Huell Melon dry hop to it, a little bit of Saaz, and a little bit of East Kent Golding. So, it's got a really nice nuanced nose, but just really clean and really true to style.
Yeah, very nice.
Really French. It's definitely well done. And what is about 5.5%, you said?
5.1. So we'll make a couple tweaks to it over the next couple of Pioneer batches before we release it on March 1st. But Saison's my favorite style, so I love it.
It's mine. I homebrew a lot of Saison, so
There's
that's
so much play in that style. There's so many different ways you can go with it.
I've got a blueberry Saison I've been teasing Aaron with for a couple of months now that I keep forgetting to bring in, but it came out really good. Buddy picked blueberries at his family's land. Awesome. We put them in there. But
beautiful.
Anyhow, to keep things moving here, guys, we did want to talk a little bit about what's coming from you the new year. I think you mentioned possibly a quad release coming up.
Yeah, well, this is the actual 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation. And, of course, we have to celebrate that moment. And so for that moment, October 31st, we're going to release our it'll be our 4th anniversary, but it's the 500th anniversary of the Reformation. So we're going to call it 500. It'll be a quad. Quad was one of the styles Nick and I brewed early on in our homebrew days, and so it's a recipe we've always kind of had. But they take a long time to brew. They're hard to scale.
Yeah.
But for this moment, we're gonna shoot for it. Hopefully, start brewing some tests here really soon, and hopefully get you guys some of those. But really looking forward to that moment, not only for our brand, but for that beer as well.
We will be happy to help with QC and research for you
any
there.
taste testing, you just come to us. We'll help you out. Exactly. So cool. So anything else that you guys may have missed that's coming up for you guys?
I don't think so. I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We've done our job. That's
Good
great.
deal.
How can folks get a hold of you?
Yeah, always. You can look us up on Facebook. We keep it up to date, what's going on, but also our website, reformationbrewery.com. And Instagram. Yeah, we got all the social platforms. Check us out on Untapped as well. We're always looking for feedback on our beers and always looking to improve. So we want to thank our audience, our fans. We love you and we thank you.
And I will say, from a quote unquote media professional, that Jessica does a fantastic job.
She does.
She's a great job.
Awesome. She gives our brand a true voice that it's our values, our vision, and she does an absolutely great job.
Yeah, she keeps us up to date with everything, and also has to take some fantastic pictures. So kudos to Jessica. She's off the mic, but yeah, she's there. Yeah. Very cool. Hey, Tim, let's go ahead and talk about the hot list.
Time for the hot list. The beer guys have the scoop on what you need to know for next week.
That's hot.
So what's hot, Tim?
So Georgia this week, we've got Sunday Gears and Beers at Red Brick. So go check it out. Some cars and beers there. On Tuesday, Summits University at their Snellville location. Wednesday's a busy day. We have Hop City KSM's 2-year anniversary, a very special comedy on draft at 3 taverns. Trivia night at Your Pie Perimeter will have beer specials and trivia going on there. And on Thursday, a special night for us as well.
Yep.
Omaha Brewing's Pint Night and Beer Guys Radio Show will be taping on site. They're talking to Omaha. Aaron, you'll be on vacation.
I will be on vacation. I apologize. I kind of left you in the lurch.
But we will be there. We'll take care of it. And come join us. Come hang out, have some pizza and beer, chat with Omaha. There'll be swag giveaways and that. So it'll be a good time on Thursday. Looking ahead to next Saturday, we do have the Third Age release at 3 taverns.
Okay.
And one of our Facebook viewers, Alex, thanks for reminding me of this. The barrel-aged Absentium from Scofflaw is also set to release the 14th.
That's good stuff, too. We got a lot of events coming around, and again, looking forward ahead. We've got, of course, the Atlantic Cask Ale tastings coming up in a few weeks, and it's going to be a busy, busy time. My wallet and my liver are not going to be happy with me.
All kinds of good stuff coming up.
Definitely. How about Alabama? We've got Tree Toss with Trim Tab. So if you're one of those people that have not taken down their Christmas trees yet and just kind of leave it up until May, just don't do that. Just go to the Birmingham Food Truck Park. Trim Tab will be there, and they'll have some food trucks, and you can go ahead and toss that tree. That starts at 12 noon on Sunday tomorrow. Also over in Alabama, they have a pretty good football team, I've heard. Apparently they're playing for some national championship or something. I don't know anything about that, but there's about 80 gazillion national championship viewing parties in Alabama on Monday, including Straight to Ale, Hop City, Mad Malts. They're going to have a ton of them. It starts around 5:30 or so check that out. Also on Tuesday, usually a good thing because beer drinkers are usually really good cooks. They're having a potluck at Big Beach Brewing in Gulf Shores, 5:30 p.m. there. And on Wednesday, of course, in Atlanta Brewery, Second Self, they're having their launch event at Old Town Beer Exchange in Huntsville. That's going to be at 5 p.m. So lots of stuff going on the hot list in Alabama and Georgia. We've got the full list at beerguysradio.com, so that's good. We've got a ton of time to kill, by the way, Tim.
We still have a giveaway to give away.
Oh, we do. We have one of those.
So yes, we do.
Let's give away a giveaway.
Our winner this week, who subscribes to our weekly This Week in Georgia Beer newsletter list, is Patrick Harris.
Hey.
Patrick, thank you so much. If you'd like to be entered to get in the swag giveaways, go to beerguysradio.com, sign up for This Week in Georgia Beer. We won't email you too much. We get a once-a-week newsletter, occasional breaking news, but you'll be entered, and each week we give away a very cool swag pack.
Yeah, definitely. And, of course, Tim's This Week in Georgia Beer is invaluable for anyone who wants to know about the events, releases, and all that kind of fun stuff as well. So we've had a pretty busy week, a really good new year. Did you make any resolutions, Tim?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we care to share? Or are we just going to...
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay,
but
good.
yes,
No,
I did, and so far so good.
Yeah.
Drink
4 days in, and I've got this covered, man.
Exactly.
So, yes.
That's always key.
How about you?
Yeah, you know what? I really kind of need to lose some of this weight, so I'm starting to do that. And, again, having my medical problem really kind of was a wake-up call for me, even though it was a minor one in distance. I don't want to deal with it. So I'm trying to do that, trying to drink some more beer, trying to enjoy some time with the family, kind of take it easy and relax a little more. It was kind of a stressful year for me last year, and I just want to kind of take it easy and relax and enjoy things. Just what you said here. Enjoy the cadence of life.
Exactly.
See?
Find the real.
That's exactly
Sounds
right.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent plan.
Yeah, definitely. So, got a couple more minutes here. It's talking with Spencer and the guys from Reformation. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to in 2017? Anything either personal, industry wise, anything like that?
Well, personally, I'm in the midst of a transition myself. I've left the ministry completely to be the CEO of Reformation. So I'm still figuring out what that all means. It still means cleaning the floors and the bathrooms and everything else nobody else wants to do, but hopefully it'll.
I'm the CEO. Why am I mopping the floor?
That's right. People are because you're the CEO.
Like, you're the CEO. Yeah, it means you do everything that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
But so I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm excited for the transition, and you don't ever know what the future holds, but you surround yourself with good people and good moments to celebrate, and it works out.
Definitely. So yeah, and you guys got some big plans. Like you said, you had a big leap last year in 2016. It seemed like a big leap forward for you.
Yeah, it was a tremendous year of growth. To give you an idea, we went from 1,400 barrels in 2015 to almost 5,000 barrels last year. So, just drinking from a fire hydrant, literally. So, trying to catch up and increase our production and get it again. We want to be a proactive brand, proactive business, and not just so reactive to the market and the pressures of the market. And at the end of the day, it's beer. We're in an awesome industry, and no one's life is depending on it. But at the same time, we want to do business well. And we want to treat our customers well.
I think that's a pretty good way to describe any business, really.
Yeah.
But you could be worse. There could be worse things than in being in the beer business.
Exactly.
Right?
At the end of the day, it's a real honor and a privilege to be doing what we do, and we don't want to lose sight of that. And it's easy to lose sight of things in the noise of everyday business and pressures of life. But here we are. We get to drink beer at the end of the day and meet new people and have good conversation. So. Cheers to that.
Sounds like a good day to me.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's, with the growth and the expansion in new markets, new opportunities there and that.
Yep.
So, I'm sure it'll be a nice, slowly paced, easy year for you guys.
Yeah.
Right?
We're looking for a nice, laid back year.
That's it. Exactly.
No. Lot more to do and a lot of exciting things to come.
Keep pushing forward, and that's always cool. So awesome. Well, cool. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for the week. Coming up next week, like I said, we're going to be broadcasting from Europe High Perimeter. Well, I'm not. Tim is going to be broadcasting from Europe High Perimeter with Nick back there helping us out. So we're going to talk to Omaha Brewing Company. That's going to be Thursday the 12th. So come out and see us at Europe High Perimeter. Like I said, it's right by the Perimeter Mall. Should be a good time there. Thanks for listening. Check us out at beerguysradio.com. And, of course, on the socials, we are there quite often, and we always try to keep you updated on what's going on during the week. So thanks for joining us, Beer Guys Radio, beerguysradio.com. Don't forget to drink local.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're on demand via iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Always online at beerguysradio.com. Aaron and Tim are back next week with more about the amazing world of craft beer. Cheers. The Beer Guys Radio Show on the Beer Guys Radio Network. BeerGuysRadio.com.